Hi, I'm Jim. I'm an alcoholic. I've been through the process with a few big book subsidy sponsors, a loving God, working 1 through 9 the best of my ability, and I'm saying this all wrong, but that's okay. And the last part, the best that I can. Step 3. I hated this stuff. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand any of this stuff when I came here. When I came to Alcoholics Anonymous, I never even heard of the steps in here. I've been to big book meetings, and we used to read the stories. And so over time, after like 3 or 4 years, I just decided I don't need this. I'm not anymore anywhere where I was before. You know, alcohol had taken me to places that I did not want to be, but I so choose that because I put it in me. I used to claim I was a victim. You did it, and then this kid did it, and then the next one, you know. And today I know that whatever happened in my life before, after 17 or so, I put myself in those situations. So I can't claim a victim anymore. I love the first part. Really, have we seen a person fail who has not followed our path? I was one of those people. I'm going to fail. I always thought I was a loser, idiot, blah, blah, blah. I know today that I'm not any of those things. What I am is a child of God. I try to work the best that I can today. I'm not perfect. You know, I was a child of 8 kids, and it's a very wacky family that I have, and I'm realizing everyone else has them too. But I cling to I see some people's families that aren't alcoholic, and they are so loving and kind. My cousin's fiance's family, you know, they don't understand this at all. All the arguments that we all have and stuff like that. So, and then it goes, they are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. When I was out there, I was stealing, I was taking, you owe, I owe, I need this shit. Whatever it is, you know, and you know, I owe amends to all those things today that I did back then. So some of the things that I did when I was drinking and drugging that I didn't want to do, and I thought I was having a great life. I got 3 DUIs. How many should I have had? Thousands, probably. I lost my license for over 6 years. It was your fault, state's fault, blah, blah, blah. I put myself in a prison, more so than when I was in West Boylston. And the prison in my head is worse, even today, than anything else anyone else can do to me. So when I at some of these suggestions here, I balked. I bitched a lot. Actually, I bitched in my head because I don't talk to people still even. I do talk to some people, but I'm not doing this stuff. What are you guys, crazy? When I saw these things, I'm like, this is crazy. You know, and I got sober in Oxford, Webster, Dudley area. Well, Oxford, Webster, and I remember this lady always talking about cunning, baffling, and powerful. You know, without help is too much for us. But knowing, I didn't search out. I keep saying I'm blaming others. No one showed me how. But I didn't search out to find God in my life. Because I used to say to this guy, Paul, how, you know, this older gentleman, you know. And, you know, through someone bringing me to this meeting on Lincoln Plaza or street or whatever, and it took quite a few years, but I am so different than I was then. Because I tell you, God in my life, I hated God. I used to say the nastiest things to him, her, it. You know, look what you did to me. Why? You know, I was the only redhead out of 7, 8 kids. My family's really messed up, but the only redhead. I had 2 younger brothers that were dirty blonde, and only through this process that I learned that I'm perfect just the way I am. Do I believe that all the time? No, but you know, I'm perfect, you know, because there's no one else like me in this whole world. So, and that can be a little sarcastic and whatever, but so when it says, may you find him now, you know, and I'm like, right, what? You guys, I used to say the nastiest things all the time. So, and then when I seen all these steps here, I'm not doing this. I don't understand this. I didn't have a sponsor to show me one step at a time to do this. I did a 4-step in a long time ago, and I wasn't really shown. I did a paper on each side. You think I wrote anything on there? Nothing pertinent at all. I didn't blame the other guy. I don't blame him today, ever. But I'm still doing work, today. The work that we do here is so much more and helpful to me today. But I would do like one. Of course, we're going to do one. But let me see. Take personal inventory. No, it's your fault. Am I going to help another person? Right. What about me? Always me, me, me. So today, when I help someone else, whether it's in my job or working with someone or just holding the door for someone, I get so much more in return. I don't know how that works. It just works. And but make direct amends to people? 9? What are you, crazy? These people did this to me, When I made amends to my brother Eddie, that I'm having a hard time with today, it was one of the most beautiful things, and he's sitting there crying, This is a big jock guy at one time, still is, but I love Big Book Subsidy today. There's so much in this. So, and again, it says the point is that we're willing to grow along spiritual lines. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. I had like I said, I'm having issues with my family. My baby brother passed away a few months ago. So my older brother says he's doing everything. I just moved. I asked you to take help with this, so do it, because I couldn't work on it at that time. And so he throws everything always in your face. So after a while, I said, I'm not taking this bullying anymore. You got to stop. And then he says, well, you didn't do nothing for Clay and all that. I've done a lot for my baby brother. And I didn't even have to say any of all this stuff. I learned today I don't have to say that, but I have to defend myself, which is effed up. But I said to, I'm sorry I didn't hang out with Clay because I don't drink and drug anymore. I didn't mean anything about him or anything, but he came back, I don't drug, I don't do that. I said, I wasn't talking about you. And then he said I was perfect, or you think you're perfect. And as soon as he said that, I thought, there's my sister that he's having an argument. She thinks the same thing when I say something like that. I said, Eddie, I'm not perfect. I'm very far from perfect. I can't hang out with someone that's drinks and drugs and gonna probably rip me off, I love my brother, and I still do the best that I can, So, and then here it says we have 3 pertinent ideas. One, a description of the alcoholic, that we're alcoholic and cannot manage our lives. I went to jail, nobody likes me, everyone's an asshole. Blah, 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 the world's blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I couldn't, and then I had a job, I don't know how I kept it. I worked in a factory for years. That probably no human power could ever relieve of alcoholism. Definitely not. No one can help me. Through God they can, though, today. And that God could and would if he was sought. I know today that is true. But I have to ask for help all the time. I have to ask for that help, because if not, I'm going to sit in my shit, and then I make all this pay. I never thought I was a director of confusion. Who, me? Me, Mr. Quiet? I don't do anything wrong, So I have an issue with some individuals, one individual I work with, and I realized, and I let her know, we had a conference, me, her, and my boss, that yes, I understand what you're saying, and I will try to rectify my sarcasms a little. I don't mean anything by it, it just happens, and that's my demeanor. Because she kept going on and on, more or less, I'm an asshole, I'm a liar, and all that, and I'm like, do you know we just spent 2 days together, and you don't trust me, you're saying? I'm like, so why you keep coming to me? So there's something with her, but it's not me. I don't have to take it personally anymore. I have to learn to let things go and just try to do my job the best that I can. We're convinced we're at step 3. I didn't do this right away. I believed other people believed, and so that we decided to turn our will and life over to God as we understood God. What does that mean? That's what I said. What does this mean? And just what do we do? No one showed me the way for a long time. And when I came to Big Book Substudy, people started showing me the way. This is no better than any other meeting, but this is the way that helped me out so much. Do I go to other meetings today? Not at this time. I would love to, because I hear other people saying when they do, someone might hear you. I don't know how to go to a meeting today, but I'm giving myself, through God, a little encouragement that I can just say, this is what this step means to me. Because I went to a meeting one time on step 12, and on step 12, for me, it says, having a spiritual awakening as a result of doing these steps, we got better. And at this meeting, they talked about money, all about money. I'm like, I didn't know how to ask God for help to say, well, this is what this means to me. But I'm working towards it, because you people right here are helping me out so much. And I see so many loving faces, and it just brings me joy at the moment. So thank you. So I never thought I was a director of anything, because, look at me, I'm just a piece of shit. Excuse me. And an actor who wants to run the whole show. And as I'm redoing some resentments and stuff, and as I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it just dawned on me, oh my God, one day, I am that person. How did I become that? I don't know. I didn't know. And it's not through a sponsor going, damn it, da, 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 da. So I have a new home, too. So my friend came over the other day, and he was directing of confusion to me. He came over to look at my house, and he was telling me what I should do, how I should feel, and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, my God. So he suggested that I shouldn't feel this way anymore. Just stop. And I'm like, I said, that's great. I would have done that 41 years ago, when I was 10, if I could have done that. But thank you. And that's what I said to him. I wanted to be angry, and I was a little, So on the other hand, he may be mean, egotistical, whatever, selfish, dishonest. I was all those. I am a very trait. I didn't know that, I am, and then, like I said to this individual that I'm working with, I said, I am more alive with you guys than I am with other people. I am goofy. I am happy. And I don't know if she believed me or not, but that's the truth. When I'm with other people, like you guys, I'm more quiet. I don't want to be noticed. I don't want any of this. And, when I'm with these guys, I'm so happier. But I'm not always happy at my job, but you know what I mean? So, and I let her know, I'm no different from you. I'm alcoholic. I tell people I'm alcoholic. I have, so during this meeting, I said to her, I said, just to let you know, I'm a human being too. I have issues too. And I'm not here to hurt you. Never. I'm not here to drum up drama at work. But I have to realize she has her own issues, and I have to just somehow ask God to let it go, because I don't want to be that person that says, is he not a victim of delusion? He can rest in happiness out of this world only if he manages well. So when I manage well, or I or make me happy or something like that, it doesn't work, So my sister's been calling me a lot. And I call her when I can, because she tells me every time she hangs up, she loves me. I love her too, but I have that, she's hurt me a lot. So I'm working on all that. And it's only through this process that I can let God help me to help others, So, and again, as an actor, self-centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays? I don't like to think so. You know, like I used to go to parties and you know how you have Pictionary or something and you got these acting out things. I would freak out so bad. Like, I can't think. You know, when someone puts me on the spot, I can't. But I know through God and through you guys that eventually I can do those things without worrying about anything. I learned through this process that you guys have helped me on people cutting me off. And I just explained to someone else today that when people cut me off, they're not cutting me off. That's how they drive. And I have to, as they do that, or they come close to me, I give it to God. How did I do that? I don't know. I've been sober a while. I didn't know any of this shit. You know, it's your fault. Why you cut me off? You know, me. You know, and wow, there's a lot in here. I didn't realize. So again, I'm driven by 100 forms of fear. I'm fearful all the time. And again, through God, through you guys, I can walk through life with my head high and not do what it says in here, step on my toes and my fellows and retaliate, because my mouth and my anger it has in the past gotten me in trouble. So, and again, it says we must be rid of this selfishness or it kills us, and God makes that possible. I don't know how that works, but when I wake up in the morning, I ask God today, I never did this for years, I ask God, the first thing, please direct my thinking, thoughts, and actions, and I add in emotions, because I'm an emotional person. I can say that today in front of a bunch of people as a man, that I'm emotional, you know, but I'm also a lot of other things, I guess, I don't know. So I don't want to just keep going on, but God provides what we need today if we kept God close and performed his work well. I feel like $1 million today. How? I don't know. I ask for help. I go to work. I stand my ground, as we read in here, but not with anger, because I want to make sure you understand me. I want to be just assertive. I think we read it in here, or is the morning meeting? I forget which today. And, you know, trying to help others. More and more we became interested in seeing what we contribute to life. What can I give? What can I, you know, oh my God, me? Nobody likes me, you know. You know, when my brother passed away, I called my cousin up because I was living with him at the time. I said, I need to stay at your house for another week or so, because I just moved that day, 2 hours later. And I told him, and I said, I need someone to hold me. And he came down to be with me. And he called my Uncle and Aunt, because they're like our father, you know. And they came up they were gambling down in Rhode Island. They came up to be with me. And my friend Krista came over. You know, I didn't know people loved me or liked me. I knew somewhat they do, you know. But because of this process that I can be a part of and realize that others do like me for who and what I am, not who and what I can do for you. And again, I realize I'm a people pleaser. How is that amazing? Oh my God, I never knew, because I'll do little things. I'm like, what am I doing? This is not helping anybody. And I'm getting angry over it. And I do say the third step prayer pretty much every day. And then at the last part, next we launch on a course of vigorous action. I'm like, what the, you know? And personal house cleaning. I never attempted this, it says in here. But it was a decision, was vital and crucial. I took my time doing this shit. I didn't want to do it. And it took me a long time. But I'm doing it. Even today, I still have to do it. And the last part was we had to get rid of the things in ourselves which had been blocking us. Liquor was but a symptom. I haven't drank in a long time, but my insides never change. It's the isms. So we had to get down to the causes and conditions. Yeah, it was you guys, you know. So So today I realized whenever someone else is bothering me, it has something to do with me, whatever that, isn't that bizarre? Life is so awesome for this moment, for this moment. I'd like to thank you all for being here for me. Thank you so much.